Hello, hello. So it is that time. It is 7:02, and it is time to get this party started. Welcome, welcome, beautiful hearts. So glad that you're here. Go ahead, get you something to kick back with, relax, so that you can enjoy the show. That'll be starting when the music stops. Are you back on it? So in, come out, and then come back in. That's what I was trying to do with the refreshing. Because I deleted the other one because I had the air on so long. So just hit refresh. Let me see if I do that on mine. Okay, I thought you should. Awesome, awesome. All right, family, it is time to go heart to heart. So welcome, welcome again. And the doggies say welcome as well. They've been quiet this whole time until I get on the video. Okay, and now I'm babysitting my nephews, Riley and Biscuits. Okay, they're just as precious as they can be. All poodles, along with my little poo-poo. We're trying to get a baby daddy out of here somewhere, but they just not participating the way we need them to. So we're going to just keep it moving. All right. I'm trying to locate myself on the tablets too. There I am. Okay. Now. So right now it's still just hubby and I. And we'll still just go ahead and start because, again, this is on playback on YouTube. So you can always watch it. And I just don't want to have a lot of dead air because I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning, okay? So I told you, totally an original experience. I'm doing much better. So episode 3 is identity. Heart to Heart with Lady Love. So welcome, welcome. This is episode 3 of the Rabbit Hole series. And tonight, we're going to be talking about our identity. When we lose the role that we have lived in, who do we become? Think about that. When we lose the role that we've lived in, who do we become? So as we think about that, let's meditate for a second. We're going to do what I call the purple power pause. And for those of you that see that on Facebook, on TikTok, Instagram, I post a daily purple power pause. And when we do the show, we're going to do a live situation. So we're going to do a purple power pause centering moment to get us prepared for the show. So I'm going to take a deep breath in and out and an affirmation. And then we'll do it together. Right? Y'all don't want to do the affirmations? Y'all need some affirmations in your life. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. I release who I was. I embrace who I am becoming. And the affirmation, my identity is evolving. I am enough as I am. But when you do your playback, you do this as well. So on your inhale, we're going to release who we were. And on our exhale, we're going to embrace who we are becoming. And the affirmation is that my identity is evolving. And I am enough as I am. What does that mean when it comes to the rabbit hole? Let's see. Identity. What is identity? Well, we build our identity on roles. That's just how simple it is. We build our identity on roles. Mother, father. What titles or label have you clung to that no longer fits? Think about that for a moment. And feel free to, as you're doing this and watching this, I don't know if on the playback, if you can give me your feedback or answer these questions. If you can, please post it and respond, because I would like to have the answers. And I have to keep in mind that I am going to be posting the replay, but I don't know what all is going to be seen. So if you would, in your replay, type in the titles or the labels that you have so far in your life, that you can think of, that you are holding on to, that no longer serve you, or that you're no longer needed in. It is what it is. So type that in. And I'm going to share my personal story in rediscovering myself while in the rabbit hole. Here we go with that rabbit hole. So this is after Brittany and grandmother. When I wasn't Brittany's mom and caregiver, or grandmother's only grandchild and caregiver anymore, I was lost. I wasn't needed in those roles anymore. And you know, it sounds a little bit harsh to say I wasn't needed in those roles anymore, but the reality is, if our life is shaped on roles, they're going to change. So I still know how to be a mother, but I'm no longer a mother to my daughter. So that role and that shift is a change that has brought that to an end. It hasn't brought my daughter to an end. It hasn't brought the life I lived with her to an end. And while I've been in that rabbit hole and trying to rediscover myself, these are the things that I have had to teach myself. And again, I want to say, if you hear the dogs in the background, when I tell you, I've been doing this since 5 o'clock. Sitting here, prepping, getting ready for the show. They were knocked out. You hear me? Knocked out. So I think it might be because I'm now talking that they want to get up. They want to eat. They want to chew on the treats. They want to growl at each other. I mean, where they do that at? Okay. So just roll with me, okay? They're playing their role as the doggies. So we're going to keep this moving. So I was no longer needed in the roles that I was used to. So I will be 57 years old this year. And I filled those roles for the majority of my life. Biscuit, what do you want? I can't make this up, y'all. I have filled those roles the majority of my life. So that's a long time. Go lay down. Go. That is the majority of my life. The phone stopped ringing. I stopped hearing the voices on the other end. I stopped physically seeing them in my presence, hearing the voices. You know, just everything about them is no more. The silence was new. The silence was new. What about for you? I know, right, Karen? She is talking to me. Well, he is. I'm sorry, Biscuit is a boy. Yes, he is. And they just doing the most right now. Thank you for joining, though. So, when you think about those things and the things that stopped, I'm in that rabbit hole. And remember, down there, you hit that when you've come out of the survival mode. If you reflect back on the other videos or go back and watch them. So I'm in the phase of the rabbit hole where I don't know who I am anymore. I am lost. So I began saying, who am I? There's a part of me that does not feel needed anymore because it's true. But it takes a minute to digest it because we've been in the survival mode. So I'm in the rabbit hole and I'm trying to think of who I am. Who am I without that title? Hey, Melly Mel. So do this for yourself right now. Remove the roles that you play in your life right now. Mother, daughter, sister, cousin, employee, boss, entrepreneur, whatever you are. Remove it right now and put in the chat what qualities about yourself still remain. What qualities still remain? See, we are more than what we do. These roles are things that we do. They're roles, correct? So you're more than what you do. You are who you be, not who you have been. I'll say that again. You are who you be now, not who you've been yesterday. You could just say even yesterday. You're who you are right now. What is one truth about you that no title can take away? Go ahead and put it in the chat. I know it may take a second to think about it, but think about it. Because I had to think about it. One thing for myself that I know is a truth about me is that I have passion for people. So my passion is something that no title can take away. My love for you is something no title can take away. I know that about myself because it has nothing to do with my titles or my roles. But when you're doing your roles, this is on the back burner. It's not until a role hits you that comes to an end, whether that loss is a job, a marriage, a relationship, your family. When it all hits the ceiling and the roles shift, then you got to go back and say, well, wait a minute, who was I? Or who am I now? What's happening here? Right? But you got to know who you are. And when those things happen, that's when we have to reset. So I'm in the rabbit hole and I'm thinking, who am I? I know I love people. I'm passionate. I'm positive. I love making people smile. I feel like I'm supposed to touch every child in the world, literally, because I know that I'm a hugger. And I hug everybody. If you know me, you know that I am a hugger. So I get in trouble sometimes with me because I hug people that are strangers and they don't know me, and I'm just walking up and we're talking, and I'll naturally reach out. And you got some people that, hey, you're in that circle. I'm also good at reading faces, so I can kind of tell, like, okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me back up. And it's okay. But it doesn't change who I am. And then I still love you. There's nothing you can do about it. So, anybody putting something in the chat, what's a role that you've been feeling that you no longer need to, but you may still be holding on to it in the wrong way? Because my role as a mother will never change. But me actively being a mother to my daughter, that role is no longer there. The caregiving for my grandmother, that role is no longer there. But I'm still here. Who I am is still here. So just think about it. And like I said, when you go back and look at this on YouTube, check that out and see, and put the chats there, and anything that you may want me to know, do that. And on YouTube, I think I'm under Lady Loves Purple, because I told you I have to do all kind of stuff. But anyway, you can find me. So that's what this message is for today. We're going to hold that space. And I would like to give an invitation about this. So if this episode is okay, yes, Karen. So Karen mentioned the need to please. That's a good one. The need to please. Ooh, that's a good one. And you know what I'm thinking about when you said that is, why do we feel like we need to please others versus we please those who we choose to? We have to make those adjustments to that. And it's amazing. I can relate to the need to please because I'm wanting everyone to be happy. I want everyone happy regardless of how I'm feeling. I just want to make everybody happy around me. And if they're happy, then I'm happy. So I have to please you so you're happy. It's not going to work. So we're learning of that. Lord, but I'm tempted to show y'all this, but then I might not set my camera back up right. I ain't that good yet. So if this episode spoke to your heart, I'd love to share this message to your audiences in the different roles that you play. I speak about identity, grief, resilience, stress, and purpose. So always feel free to visit my website about stuff like that at ladyleespeaks.com, or you can also email me at ladyleespeaks@gmail.com for us to collaborate and to go on some other things. Okay, Karen also mentioned something that was taught unconsciously. Yep. Okay, and then you put the need to satisfy everyone. Yep. Absolutely. So with that, I'm going to give you a preview too for what's going to be coming up with the next episode. And we're going to, I don't want, it's not I don't give assignments. I give opportunities for growth. Because assignment makes it seem like you got to do something that I'm saying that you have to do. And we know that is not the case. And as adults, we do things that we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, for the most part. And when we don't, that's when other issues come about. Let me see. I'm trying to see on here if I can see my, okay, live chat on my tablet. But I can't, because I'm doing something wrong. Anyway, I wanted to make sure that I got everybody that mentioned different things. And something that was taught unconsciously. And it's amazing, doing things unconsciously is something that we can't control. However, we can control what we are around that's going into our subconscious. That's why it's very important, in my opinion, that when you go to sleep, if you're going to listen to something, let it be something motivational or inspirational. Because if it's just the TV playing and it hits the news, don't be surprised when you wake up and you're in a bad mood. Even though you don't remember when you went to sleep, because you just went to sleep with the TV on. The next movie that came on could have been something that you would not have watched had you been awake, but your subconscious now has it. You ever think about how sometimes we'll wake up and we're in a bad mood? It can be a dream, but it can also be what you subconsciously took in on the TV. How many of us go back and look at what was on before you went to sleep? We don't do that. We barely have time to keep up with what we're doing in the moment that we're in, not going back. Correct? Kara says, you didn't do it wrong. You're deliciously imperfect. I just love you, Karen. And for those of you all who don't know, Karen is one of my Uplift partners, sisters, all a part of, okay, I'm about to go in a whole nother thing, and I got 4 minutes. Uplift is our group, and we are following Lisa Nichols as well as her husband, Marcellus, and we're part of a great community, a whole nother family, and all we do is build up. We're building our bodies and our mind. If you want to check it out, inbox me, and I'll let you know, okay? So, and you all ought to see Karen smile. She has a smile that it's just, it's like her smile talks to you. It's just so pretty. And we talk about that in our workout group all the time. She has the most beautiful smile. And I love her so much. And I love y'all too. So, the next episode is, before we do that, in closing, we're going to do our affirmation and episode 4 preview. So remember, in the beginning, we did an affirmation. And this time, the affirmation on my inhale is, I release old labels. And my next one is, I receive my true self. Your growth this week is to reflect on your roles and assess where you are. Do you need to let go of some things? Are you trying to be in a role that is no longer yours? Because it's not serving you. And we can change that. But what are we going to do after that? Well, the next episode is entitled Confusion and Surrender. When you don't know what's coming next. So I'm in the rabbit hole. I've kind of figured out a few things, and I'm starting to feel better. Remember, I have these layers on me while I'm in this deep hole of depression, and I can't come out. And part of why I can't come out is because I don't know who I am now. And it all makes sense. And this is why I'm wanting to share and help others. Depression is real. It happens, and it's a part of life. It's a deeper emotion that we can lose ourselves in, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. And for so long, that's what we've, oh no, I don't want nobody to know I'm seeing a therapist, or that I got depression and I take meds, and you know, people gonna think I'm crazy. Well, hey, I'm cray-cray on purpose, okay? And I take my medication so that everybody around me will be okay, because I got issues. My issues have issues. And I'm okay with that, because it still does not define who I am. Isn't that just lovely? Think about that for yourself this week. Put it in the chat. And until the next time, keep living, keep loving, and keep healing on purpose. I love you all so, so much. Have a fantastic week on purpose. And let's party on out of here. Yay! Thank you. Thank you for watching, Karen, and thank you so much for these sweet comments. You all share this with other people. Like I said, I have it on YouTube. It stays on Facebook Live for, I think they keep it for 30 days, but share it, because there is more to come. I am an open book when it comes to depression, my life period, the life I've lived. And as my husband says, nothing has meaning except the meaning you give it. You better go, boy. That's my boo-boo, y'all. And he be knowing that too. And y'all know that's in the book. It's in the book. All right. Have a great one on purpose.